Swing Less. Today we're going to talk a little bit about what you can do over the winter months to keep yourself in good golf shape. So if you're like me or any of my fellow golfers here in the Midwest, we can really only play golf about a good 9 months out of the year. That's if we're lucky. So a lot of golfers often ask me the question, what can I do over the winter months to stay in shape so I don't really lose my golf swing? Well, unfortunately, if we can't play golf and we can't hit golf balls, it's hard to do. However, there are a number of things we can do to maintain and to grow positive muscle memory, which is very important. In terms of flexibility, that's key because if we're flexible, we can turn. If we can turn, we can shift and then transfer weight through the golf ball, and that's where we get power. So you really don't have to be big, you don't have to be strong to be powerful, you just need good mechanics. You have to be somewhat supple, somewhat flexible, and the trick is when you're doing some of these drills I'm going to show you, you want to stay in your golf posture. And if you can do these in proper mechanics, I think what you'll find is that not only during the season but in the off season, you'll be able to improve your golf swing in the comfort of your own home without even hitting golf balls, without going to the driving range, without playing golf. And so my recipe with some of these drills is that you can do this while you're watching TV, you can do this while you're talking on the speakerphone at night, and if you do these things, let's say 3 to 5 times a week at about 10 to 15 minutes a crack, I can guarantee you you'll have better results. Let's get into our first drill. Really simple turning exercise. This is probably something you already know and likely something you've seen in the driving range many, many times. But the key is get in your golf posture and stay in your golf posture. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a club right up to your shoulders. You're going to cross your hands on your chest. So I mean golf posture, we're talking about having a little bit of knee bend. We're about shoulder width apart. We're bent forward from our waist. We're long on the spine. So if anything, I've got a slight arch in my lower back. And the key to this drill is to stay in position. I can't reference that enough. But what I see in a lot of golfers is they bob up and down, they pop up, because rather than turning, their body is going to expand and contract. If you do that in this drill, you're likely going to do that on the driving range and on the golf course, which results in lots of top shots, can result in also hitting the ball fat and a lot of weak shots. So we're going to get in position here. As you'll see, I've got just a little bit of tilt because my right hand's low for right-handed golfers, and I'm going to turn back. The key to this drill is to allow the hips to go with the shoulders. How you know you've done this drill correctly is that A, your back points to your target. So you've got about a 90-degree shoulder turn. Number 2, my hips have turned half as much at 45 degrees. And number 3, you can see clearly my weight is on my right side. You know that, 1, because you've seen my head move behind the ball, and 2, because I can tap my left heel. So let's do that in action. We're going to go back. I'm in my golf posture. I'm going to stay down. I'm going to stay about 5'7" here. Back to the target. I'm going to hold it for 3 seconds, and then I'm going to explode through to my left side for 3 seconds. So if I can practice that and just work on holding that stretch back and through, I can guarantee you eventually my golf mechanics will take over. But the key is get in your golf posture and stay in your golf posture. A lot of golfers are going to want to just stand here vertically like this and just twist. Well, that does nothing for your flexibility and does nothing for your swing mechanics. The idea is if you're going to work on this and take away positive muscle memory, you have to try to simulate exactly what you do in the golf swing. So you'll see I'm shifting and transferring weight. I'm getting into a nice finished position with my right heel up. My weight is on my front left leg with my chest and my knee pointing to my target. That's drill number 1. Although it's relatively self-explanatory, it's something you really want to take to the golf course. You want to take to the driving range. You want to do in the comfort of your own home. And one of those drills you really can't do enough for muscle memory and for flexibility. Okay, drill number 2. This is going to be more mechanical than it is flexible. However, it's very important it can be used for an abundance of different swing deficiencies and swing flaws. I call it the belly button drill, something I've used since the day I started teaching, and probably one of the most diverse, if not efficient, drills in all of golf. the key to this one is, again, golf posture. You're going to put the club right here in your stomach. And you don't have to push, but you want to get a good reach. I'm out here about a good 1.5 to 2 feet with my long arms. I take my golf posture, and what this does is gives you a lot of good width and extension there. So when I turn my back to my target, and I break my wrists. So we talk about efficiency. Well, why is this more efficient? Because it teaches my body how to make a full turn with a half a golf swing. And as you'll notice, efficient meaning I've got this width and this extension. Unlike most amateur golfers, I'm not breaking down or folding up here. And because I've got that turn, I'm working on my upper and lower half. I've got that flexibility. Then I'm going to get this right back into my impact position nice and slow, and that's it. It really helps me set the tone in terms of getting to a nice top of the swing or backswing position. Eventually, when you can master that position here, that turn and hinge, you can go back further if you need to. Halfway, 3/4, wherever your body might allow you to. But one of the things I really preach a lot when I teach is that there's no need for a full swing. Taking the club back to parallel to the ground is really superfluous, because the bigger the swing, the more room for error. Think of it this way. The shorter, the slower the backswing, the more control, the more coordination you as golfers have. And if you have that control and that balance, that's going to yield better shots. Better shots go further, better shots go straighter, and that equals better golf, better scores. So the belly button drill can be great for a number of different swing deficiencies. We'll do some videos on that drill exclusively in the future. Let's go on to drill number 3. Okay, I've got one of these stretchy bands here. A lot of you may have these at home if you've rehabbed from any type of injury, but they're really great. This here is relatively stretchy. It doesn't have a lot of resistance. I do have others. I'd much rather train with one that has more resistance. What I'm going to do is really simplistic, and I'm going to do probably about 3 sets of these, 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 12. For some of you who may not be in as good of shape or looking just to get started with some drills, maybe you do 2 sets of 10, maybe you do 3 sets of 5. It's completely up to you, but whatever you do, you're going to want to do more and more sets and more repetitions of this drill. So again, I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this right under my foot here. In fact, I'm going to step on it. And then with my right and left hand, I'm going to wrap this around just to get it short and tight enough to get some resistance. And when I go back here, or before I go back, I really want to set myself into some good golf posture, just as if I was going to hit a nice 5, 6, 7 iron. And I'm going to go back with my turn, a lot like I was doing with my belly button drill, nice and slow. I'm going to get loaded with my weight on my right side. I've got an excellent turn. I'm going to hold it here for 5 seconds. If you're really feeling up to it, go ahead and hold it for 8 or 10 seconds. I'm going to go down in my impact position with a good turn. Very little resistance here. I'm going to hold it for another 5 to 10 seconds. And then I'm going to explode through using the big muscles in my hips to get into a good finished position. So again, I feel that stretch. I feel some balance. I feel my core really engaged because I'm trying to maintain my balance. And so I'm going to go back to the top, impact, and finish. And I'm going to try to hold each one of those for a minimum of 3 seconds. So that's 1 rep. We'll do 1 here correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's your rep. If you do that at the gym, you do that maybe in the comfort of your own home, I guarantee you can break a sweat doing that. But again, we're going to preach mechanics. We're really going to want to get into your golf posture, and we're going to want you to stay there much like this. Creating power in the golf swing really revolves around a couple of factors. And it doesn't revolve around how strong you are, how much club head speed you create. A lot of it comes from your turn, being able to shift your weight to your right side and transfer your weight through to your left side. Flexibility helps. So if you're flexible, you can turn. So if we work on these turning exercises, you're going to allow yourself to create more natural power, natural acceleration, which might help you get that extra 5 to 10 yards. So when you're out there pounding balls next time, Don't think of it so much as I've got to turn more or take the club back further. We can really do this efficiently, and we talked about efficient earlier in our video. I talked about how you can create a full turn using that belly button drill right into this position. Now you'll see a lot of tour players who are going to be hitting balls in the driving range before a major event. And most tour players, especially we're talking about mid-irons, short irons, you're not going to see too many of them take the club back to parallel. And the reason being is it's all about proficiency. They want to hit that ball straight. They want to strike it well. They want to give themselves the best chance to knock it close to the pin. And the further that club goes back, the more room for error they have. The more likely it is that they miss the ball off the toe or the heel. So when you're out there hitting balls, work on efficiency. Work on your turn. Take some time in between swings, maybe every 5 swings, every 10 swings, and work on some of these turning exercises. You might surprise yourself because swing mechanics trump anything else. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video today. I hope that was effective. Feel free to post any comments or questions below. I'll get back to as many as I can. Thanks again for watching another installment of Golf More, Swing Less.